mentioned the courageous kind of pride, right? The one that inspires you to action. What does it say about how to get there? How to develop that sort of a pride? Because that would then help you expand your motivation to a higher score.
Sure. Well,
so I was asking, how does one develop the good kind of pride, the confidence of the ability to do something?
Yeah, okay. So it's like this. We think about Buddha nature, what we talked about last night, that whatever faults there are in our mind are just adventitious. Yeah. You know adventitious now, right? Yeah? Okay. So all those negative qualities in the mind are not inherently part of the mind, they can be abandoned. And our good qualities can be developed to the fullest extent. Okay? Why? Because we have a mind. That's it. So many times the Buddha has even said that even like mosquitoes and flies and all these will definitely attain enlightenment. Yeah. So if they are able to attain enlightenment, then us, who have a sound body and mind and human intelligence and access to the teachings and the methods to transform the mind and develop the mind, of course we can do it. Okay? Huh? Alright. Now, we need to put on, and what's talked about in the enthusiastic effort chapter, this thought of like armor-like patience, right? Hello, this is for you.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
I was looking for my
Yeah. Okay, I'm just joking. Armor, right? Because to do this, probably most of us, we're not going to be enlightened in this life, and probably not even in the next life, right? So, we need like armor to be able to continue to train and not become disheartened, even if we have to train for a very long period of time and bearing a lot of hardships, right? But that shouldn't dissuade us. Seeing how important and noble that goal is, to be able to liberate all sentient beings, then it's like, okay, I can do it. Okay? Tia, you with me? Okay. Every session you move further and further back. Huh? Okay. So you got half an hour bonus time of questions. But I'm very happy about that because the questions is the things that you guys are interested in. And so if I talk about the things you're interested in, then it's more likely that you'll pay attention. It's more than likely, but not as a real deal, not a sure thing.
You can't find my book.
What happened? Which book?
Which one? The main one.
Oh, here's one extra
one. Is there an extra one? Maybe it's walking around.
Doesn't have an owner.
Thank you.
Okay, anyway. It's more likely you guys will pay attention and remember it, right? Okay. But anyway, questions are the seeds for learning. Okay, so, well, let's get back to the text. This morning we did we're in the developing the patience of disregarding harm done to you. Then we have stopping impatience with those who harm you. And then the first one was stopping impatience with those who prevent your happiness and with those who cause you to suffer. We did that this morning. Then 2, stopping impatience with those who prevent your praise, fame, or honor, and with those who have contempt for you or say offensive or unpleasant things to you. So now the first, stopping impatience for those who prevent the 3 things, praise, fame, or honor. So point 1, reflection of how praise and so forth lack good qualities. Okay? So basically what's happening here, right? We are trying to develop patience, so what happens? There's some people that harm us, right? And then there's some people that kind of prevent good things from happening to us, right? They might not directly harm us, but, you know, say bad things about us, destroy our reputation and so forth, yeah? And so we can also get upset with that, yeah? So here, we reflect, in order to stop the impatience with those who prevent the three things, praise, fame, or honor, we reflect on how praise and so forth lack good qualities. Please turn to page 90, stanza 90. Okay? The honor of praise and fame will not turn into merit nor life, and it will give me neither strength nor freedom from sickness, and will not provide any physical happiness. If I were aware of what held meaning for me, what value would I find in these things? If all I want is a little mental happiness, I should devote myself to drinking, gambling, and so forth. Okay? Next. If for the sake of fame I give away my wealth or get myself killed, what can the mere words of fame do then? Once I have died, to whom will he give pleasure? When their sandcastles collapse, children howl in despair. Likewise, when my praise and reputation decline, my mind becomes like a little child. Okay? So here, okay, the people who act to prevent our praise, we think like, oh, they're really taking away something from us that has a lot of value. But here what we're doing is seeing how the praise and so forth lack good qualities, right? So it doesn't increase our merit, it doesn't increase our lifespan, it doesn't increase our strength, it doesn't prevent us from getting ill, it doesn't provide any physical happiness. All these things, being praised, right? So just like on the opposite side, right? We're saying when we get criticized, it doesn't really, matter, right? Like, as they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Can I say that? Yeah? Okay. Teach it to your kids. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Right? So it's the same on the opposite side with praise. We can think of a nice rhyme, but I don't have one. But anyway, this praise doesn't have any kind of good qualities that we take, that we can take from it, right? So it's like, there's a saying in the 7 verses of mind training that of the 2 witnesses, place your emphasis on the internal witness. Yeah. So here, 2 witnesses being the internal witness, your own kind of sense of conscience, and the external witness, what other people say about you. Okay? So it's kind of like this, right? Even if 100 people, 1,000 people, they all praise you and say you're the best, that doesn't make you the best, right? Even if 1,000 people say you're the worst person in the world, that doesn't make you the worst person in the world, right? So paying attention to the inner witness is more important, because sometimes even Bob Marley lyric, you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time, right? Yeah? So, yeah. We hear a lot of scandals going on these days with even quite famous spiritual teachers, Then a scandal breaks out about them. And it's like for so many years, they have this persona of being, all holy and this and that, and then something comes out, some scandal, Okay, yeah. Now, next, we have the reflection of how praise and so forth have faults. Okay? Here, stanza 98. Praise and so forth distract me and also undermine my dissolution with cyclic existence. I start to envy those who have good qualities, and all the very best is destroyed. Okay? So, yeah. You see, when we start to get praised, then it's like, okay, here's the thing. If we're setting our goal for full enlightenment, right, then if we get a lot of praise, we then start to believe in it, right? We think, oh yeah, I'm so good. Then we can get a bit lax in trying to increase our good qualities, and so that distracts us, yeah? And then also undermines my disillusion with cyclic existence. We're feeling like quite good, that, and everything's going well, and we then can easily forget how cyclic existence or samsara is actually nothing but a blazing pit of one kind of suffering or another, yeah? And then start to envy those who have good qualities. This is actually a big problem. Yeah, it happens. Because then we start to think we're good, we get praise, and then someone else who gets maybe a little bit more praise, then we look at them like, come on, I'm better than them, Then we start to get competitive. And then when we go down that road, then even our best intentions get tinged, and it's like the medicine can turn into poison. Yeah? Okay, now the next point. The need to delight in those who prevent praise and so forth. Okay? Therefore, 99. Therefore, are not those who are closely involved in destroying my praise and the like also involved in protecting me from falling into the unfortunate realms? I who am striving for freedom, do not need to be bound by material gain and honor. So why should I be angry with those who free me from this bondage? Yeah? Yes. Those who wish to cause me suffering are like Buddhas bestowing waves of blessings. As they open the door for my not going to an unfortunate realm, why should I be angry with them? Yeah? So, this is also quite nice, actually. My one of the senior monks that I live with, who shall go unnamed, I was talking to him once, and he gave me some advice. He was like, he has gotten invited to speak at some of these Buddhist conferences that go on in India, right? And then he goes to one, and then the people there know about him, and then he gets invited to another, and then more people know about him, and then he gets invited to another, right? So it gets to be like a lot of work, actually, and this, although there is some benefit maybe in doing that, right? If you get called on too much, right, then that can also cause your own time for study and practice to decline. It's like in Lama Tsongkhapa's life story, one time he was giving teachings, and then in the middle of the teachings, there is one person, Lama Umapa, who at that time had direct visions of the Bodhisattva of wisdom, Manjushri, And then Lama Umapa told Tsongkhapa, okay, first Manjushri told Lama Umapa, okay, tell Tsongkhapa, stop teaching and go off into retreat right now. Then Lama Umapa was like, hey, wait a minute, he's teaching to all these thousands of people, he's not done yet, can't he go in 2 weeks? And then Manjushri scolded him, he's like, hey, Manjushri, okay, so who are you to question me? Go tell Tsongkhapa, right? So he does. Then Lama Tsongkhapa leaves, you know, and goes off into Wulka to do practice retreat. He took 7 of his main disciples to go, and then they did 4 years of retreat, doing a lot of purification and accumulation of merit. Then after that, to ordinary appearance, he realized the ultimate view of reality directly. Then, once you have that, your teachings are a lot more beneficial, right? So, anyway, it's a balance we all need to make, right?
That's our Lama Zopa?
No, Lama Tsongkhapa.
Okay.
This middle figure here.
Yeah, this is
Oh, okay.
ancient times, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is something we all have to balance, right? We need to balance benefiting others with increasing our ability to benefit others. Okay? Next, stopping impatience with those who do 3 things to you, have contempt for you, or say offensive or unpleasant things to you. Okay, a few typos in this book. Have contempt for you, not your. Okay? So now, it could have been me, I'm not sure. So let's turn to stanza 52. Since my mind is not physical, in no way can anyone destroy it. But through its being greatly attached to my body, it has caused harm by physical suffering. Since disrespect, harsh speech, and unpleasant words do not cause harm to my body, why mind do you become so angry? Right? So this is what we're saying. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Sorry, which stanza is this?
This is stanza 52 and 53. So there's no reason that merely hearing these offensive words to us should cause us to become unhappy. You know, we're talking about this a little this morning, right? We don't have to set up our own target, our own ego, to be hurt by it, because, well, on the one hand, we're trying to, okay, when we get criticized, it actually offers us a very wonderful opportunity, because we're trying to become perfect Buddhas, right? So when people criticize us, it is either that what they have said about us has some degree of truth to it, and they point out a certain mistake to us, right? And if that's the case, wonderful, most amazing, because we're trying to eliminate our mistakes. So, for example, you see even in like the sports world today, that, you know, like professional golfers or so forth, you know, they get their coaches to take videos of their golf swing, you know, and so forth, and they go in very like fine detail, like frame by frame to see, and then they pay their coach a lot of money to say, okay, you see here, you had too much weight on your left side, or whatever it is, you know, right? Right? Because they want to be the best they can be. So similarly, us training on the spiritual path, if someone points out something, it gives us a great opportunity. If we then see, okay, what is it they're saying? Is there some element of truth to what they're saying? Great, it gives us something to work on. If not, even if not, what happens? As I was saying, I blame you. You know, no, not me, right? That no, not me kind of thing, it's the I, the self-cherishing arising in the mind, right? So it actually says in the teachings on how to identify the object of negation for our meditation on emptiness or selflessness of the person. You don't know, yeah, you're new. Anyway, some of the more experienced students, they say the best way to do this is to recall a situation in which we've been falsely accused. Yeah? You see that in the text? Yes? Yes. Okay. Okay. Remember I was saying that all of our mental mistakes, all of our mental afflictions are coming from distorted views of reality. And the root of that is this belief in a type of self that actually doesn't exist. The self exists, but the kind of self that we think exists doesn't exist. Yeah? Now, this type of self that doesn't exist is normally kind of dormant, right? But in these times when we're falsely accused, it comes up. Think about it. Like this, me? An independent, intrinsically existent self that comes up at that time. So, anyway, when we're falsely accused, it can help us. It can bring this so-called object of negation to the forefront, and then we can analyze if it exists or not.